Now on to our next speaker, which is Nicola Spadoni. And Nicola is going to be discussing with us greenwashing, greenhushing, and greenblushing. So he's here already. I'll let him introduce himself. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you. Can I have the microphone? Can I have the microphone they used before?
Yeah, right here on the chair. Right here.
Ah, cool. Thank you. Hi, how are you? So, I will take less time than planned, so you will have more time to meet, to network a little bit. My name is Nicola Spadoni, and the clicker is this one? Huh? Is this one? Amazing.
The mic is perfect.
No, the clicker. Ah, fantastic. So, I am the Middle East lead of Innova Beyond ESGEO, and essentially what we do, we sell this software that automates the data collection and data reporting of sustainability reporting for your scope 1, scope 2, but also for scope 3. So some companies use it for the basic sustainability reporting, some companies use it for the entire end-to-end process, sometimes use it for their portfolio investment, banks like Intesa Sanpaolo, etc., etc. Some companies use it for the supply chain, which is more and more important. I will not talk about the software because you can go outside to speak with our colleagues that can show you the software and take contacts, right? So I would like to talk about something that is very important to me. I've been a consultant for 26 years now, working for big firms, almost all of them. And there are some topics regarding ESG that are important. So in order to prepare this speech, we try to speak with our clients, mostly in Europe, with our colleagues, and with some experts. Maybe some of you received our short survey, and we essentially thought to think about something that can be important for all the stages of the maturity of ESG, right? You're doing your ESG reporting, probably you're beginning your journey, probably you are at the end of the journey, so you have already done your materiality, your frameworks, etc., and you are thinking to automate. We think that the software, as you said, is very important, not only for the automation, not only to embed the AI, etc., but it's also an accelerator, right? All the software, they have embedded the data, the experience of more than 100 clients. And that's why we will talk about, we believe, all of you with the next few slides. So let me say something strong. As I said, I've been a consultant for many years now, and I've been used to all sort of acronym. I've been in sustainability in the last years, not many years, honestly, right? I come from the HR space, and I'm already tired of ESG. I don't know you, but I don't like the word ESG. I don't know, but it's quite vague, right? It doesn't have a purpose. It only describes a very wide range of topics we have to take care, but it gives also the edge to companies to, let's say, let's say the checklist approach, right? Not focus on what really matters. So I totally agree with what have been said before, that the focusing, so connecting to the business, etc., so the materiality activity is the top. But this is not what we see in the reportings. We have more than 50 clients doing reporting for at least 3 years on our systems, and the reports are really difficult to read, right? we are not focusing on what really matters. And this is driven also by the use of words. Words are important. I've done a classical studies when I was young, Greek, Latin, philosophy, and so I understand why that we have to choose the right words. So I will propose something different from ESG. That's why our company is called Innova Beyond ESGEO. Let's go beyond, right? I'm going beyond my time, so I will go quicker. Question to you. In your company, what is driving the ESG initiatives, the sustainability initiatives? Please speak up. What is the real driving force behind the initiatives? Impact, making an impact. So the leadership, the employees, who? Who is the driving force? Most leadership? Business? Sorry? Social, the employees. Amazing. Someone else? Reputation. Regulation. Yes. Something else? Did you have a discussion inside your company about what is the real driving force behind it? Did you have a discussion? Yeah, that's very useful. And sorry? Follow the trend. Yeah, that's very common. I don't like it. So this is the result of our little survey. So more than 40% regulations, more than 30% investors. Honestly, quite sad. I preferred your answer much more than these answers. But this is what really drives, right? And this is also driven by the storytelling inside the company. That's why, I don't know who said about, maybe you were talking about it, right? The storytelling, the talking is very important. Okay. And that's why we have a lot of reporting that we read, okay, and we produce with our clients. We've seen some of our clients before. And we read. Let's do some green inks quiz, right? So, everyone knows what's greenwashing, right? Huh? We all know, right? Fantastic. So, greenwashing is when company spends more money on marketing than doing the right stuff, right? Essentially, in a nutshell. Okay, but there are also other things that we are seeing that maybe are more dangerous. What we call, who knows about greenblushing or greenhushing? Who doesn't know it? You don't know it? You don't know it? Okay, who knows it? You said you know. Yeah, can you tell us what's greenhushing? Huh? Being shy. So some of the companies, I will show you some examples, right? They are afraid of exposing their good stuff because they're afraid of, let's say, being scared or criticized or scrutinized, right? Which honestly happens because every time you communicate, someone will try to scrutinize you. That's why, again, a proper methodology and software is very important, right? And I will give you an example. And this is also interesting. Who knows Greenwashing? Who doesn't know it? Yeah, there are fantastic examples of greenwashing. We talk about greenwashing when company continually changes their targets or they just move the attention of the stakeholders to different things just to make you forget about their previous pledges, right? And we have seen, and this has been also scrutinized, these are all risks you have in front of you, right? And there are, let's say, the next three, I promise you, 3-4 slides I will show you. They are meant to show you some examples, but also to show you how, in our humble opinion, we can begin to face these issues. Okay, so, oh, amazing, fantastic. Let's talk about greenwashing. You know, probably all the, let me tell, the slides went off. So, some example of greenwashing, right? Nestlé has been criticized, probably you know it, about greenwashing. Essentially, after a lot of promises, pledges about Nestlé in 2019, they made a very simple analysis on the beaches of a country in America, and then discovered that 19% of the waste that they found on beaches, they came from Nestlé waste. Or that in another town in America, they were paying very little to use some water for their products, leaving the community without water. Typical greenwashing, but you have a lot of examples. Interesting is Greenhushing. Yeah, Shell announced various greenhouse reduction and climate-related goals over the years and changed them constantly without achievement. They were strongly criticized about it, and they also had a 17,000 individual co-claimants doing a class action against them. And this led to force the judges to force led the judges to force them, rule them to reduce the CO2 by the judges. Very dangerous again. And the last, Greenhushing or Greenblushing, Patagonia is doing a lot of interesting stuff. They are a forerunner in the sustainability practice, right? In the clothing industry. But they are being criticized again because they are not vocal enough about the good stuff. So everyone criticizes, even if it be Greenhushing and Greenblushing. Another question that we made to our people is, what are the typical mistakes you've done in your first ESG reporting? Who has done already some ESG reporting in the company? Okay, few. Which are the typical mistakes? Do you have some in mind? A little bit of greenwashing, yeah, that's typical, yeah. These are some keywords, right? So, data errors, collecting data is so difficult, missing management involvement, right? It was said very strong in the beginning, lack of planning, etc., stakeholder identification. I want to say something about the involvement of leadership, because this is what I'm experimenting here in the region, right? I'm based in the region. I'm talking with companies here in the region, not only here in UAE, but also Qatar and Saudi. Some of the companies now, they are asking us to create a case for change for the leadership. So people, their employees, sustainability team, they are convinced, and they say, yeah, but we have to create a business case to convince the leadership, right? Yeah? Let me do it the Italian way. Come on, right? If you are in a company where you have to convince this leadership, okay, probably you're not in the right company, right? And this is one of the reasons of the great resignation of the past years. Okay, I have to go. Okay, which are the common challenges that our clients talk to us, okay, in the reporting part? First, it's very difficult to set achievable targets. Sometimes the net zero are too ambitious. We have examples in BP's claim to be net zero across the entire operation by 2050, right? Or sooner. Really over-ambition. They have been criticized. Same with Chevron. The second problem is providing data, particularly in the supply chain. You know it. And particularly to provide data that auditors, right, can check evidences. Here's again something that the system can help you about. Yeah, let's talk about Apple focus on the direct emissions, scope 1 and scope 2, without addressing the most important part, okay, the scope 3, okay, without acting on the supply chain. Again, critics about this. The third big problems, okay, our clients are talking about is monitoring the performance and disclosing comprehensive but concise information is what I was talking about, right? Our reports are heavy, etc., etc. That's why companies, okay, they have one process of data collection, but with the same data, we produce different reports for the different stakeholders with different levels, with different look and feel. I will show you an example of Armani Group, which is one of our clients, that made something very nice, but I've seen also something interesting here in Middle East that Veolia is doing, as an example. But let's say, My Meta, they just had for long years missing information in their ESG reports, but also Nike, they, let's say, they were criticized for not following a clear structure, and the reports were very difficult to read. These are some sources, some of the newspaper criticism. So the newspaper articles talking about these things. Okay, so what we can do with technology? And these are examples of our clients. The problem of achievement targets. Ferragamo, right? They create a fashion pact with other players in the company. Okay, in ESG, honestly, competition has no place. Competition. We have to build systems together and cooperate, because we are not talking only about clients, we are talking about something bigger than us. That's why I love when the real trigger of the things comes from employees. And so they are monitoring month by month the achievement through the system. Ferrovie dello Stato Italiano, they every supplier, right, they register in their portal. They have an ESG assessment, and they are monitoring the supplier ESG assessment again for every supplier to the system. And this is the interesting thing about the comprehensive cost information. Giorgio Armani is producing this, okay, very Armani stylish report, right? But very concise for the public, but also for the leadership. I was speaking with someone with you before. The leadership sometimes they're not detail oriented. They have a big picture. So let's produce. And this is what they are doing also at high level. What would you have done differently? This is the result of our survey. We will talk about it later outside. 5 don'ts, okay? Don't start without assessing your baseline. Don't start without assessing your internal capabilities. We were talking about it before. Do not collect data manually, guys. It's a waste of time that will draw a lot of money and problems inside the organization. Don't focus on your organization without preparing the base for the supply chain. Honestly, it's the supply chain. Everything is there, right? And the last one is don't set overly ambitious targets. Make commitments only when you have a clear plan for each other. Let me skip the do's, because I think that this is not important. I said that I don't like ESG. Let me propose you some other terms, right? The first, something action-oriented. Let's replace it with concrete, sustainable objectives. Okay, let's put a verb, or let's put something that it's action-oriented in the approach. Okay, measure goal, etc., etc. The second proposal, responsible business practices. Okay, let's disclose about our responsible business practice. Let's put the accountability part in our reports. Okay, we are responsible for that. Our leadership is responsible for that. And the last one, EPS. If you like acronym, right? As a consultant, I'm giving you a lot of acronyms. Ethical performance standards. What we are doing is connected to ethics, right? Let's put it in our acronyms. And so this is our pledge, and our pledge as Innova Beyond, and I close with this, is let's choose words that reflect our genuine commitment. Let's trade the rhetoric for the results, the buzz for the impact, and the vague for very viable through the system. Let's talk about it outside. Thank you very much.